Hello everyone, this is Ming Jong. Welcome to today's market analysis for the S&P 500 E-mini futures for the session of 2nd of September. In this video, I am going to show you the market recap during the last session and also a trade review in the 3 minutes time frame, which I will include the entry, the exits, and the rationale behind. And I will focus more on the part on how I actually approach low risk entry with a lot of the logics and steps behind. So basically just dive in of my thinking process about how I actually select my entry. So going forward, I will cover the bias, key levels that I'm watching, and also my trading plan for the session later. Alright, so let me just get started now. So as we can see in this daily chart for the S&P 500, so yesterday was another bullish day. So in terms of volume, I think is very similar to the past few trading sessions, so not much to talk about in terms of the volume. And in terms of the spread, definitely we can see that it attempted to have a reaction and eventually have a bit of the demand tail and close near the high here. And this is a relatively bullish signal. So let me just get down to the hourly time frame and I will elaborate a bit more on what's happening for the yesterday's session. Alright, so you can see that this is the hourly chart. So this is the 9:30 p.m. bar, which is the US opening session, about 9:30 p.m. my time zone here. So we can see that prior to the US opening session, we have a very slight reaction here, and during this opening bar, we have seen this demand tail, and subsequently we have another rally up, and this is a relatively good rally, and go all the way, closing near the swing high resistance here. And during the Asian session today, we have seen the continuation of the rally, slight pullback, and continuation to go up. Alright, so if you recall in my video yesterday, I do talk about the change of character. So what's a change of character? Let me just zoom out a little bit here. So the change of character that I was talking about yesterday was this reaction here. So this is the largest down wave that we have ever seen up from this uptrend here. So if you compare all these reactions, so this is the largest down wave. So definitely this is a change of character. But you can see that yesterday price action actually violated that, and in fact it just have a breakout here and another continuation to the upside here. So this makes my speculation on yesterday become invalid. So instead, I think it will just continue to go up, and let's see a bit here. Alright, I think I will talk more on the current market situation in the later part of the video. But before I do that, let me just get down to the 3 minutes time frame, and there's a trade that I would like to show you, and I will elaborate a bit more on how I actually approach the entry with a relatively low risk, because I think it's quite important to find a low risk entry. But first of all, what's a low risk entry? How do we actually classify a low risk entry? To me, there is one thing that must satisfy first, is the direction will be correct, or will be at least to my justification. I want to have some sort of a confirmation for the direction that I bet on before I enter that position. So that is the first confirmation that I actually seek. And second is definitely regarding the stop loss, because I don't really like to put a very wide stop loss, because that will actually eat up into my profit and eventually my reward to risk ratio will become just a very tiny, maybe less than 1 or even less than 0.5. So there's no point to do that. But in another way, I also do not like to always give a miss for all the valid entry. So there is a judgment that I need to place in order to go ahead with a valid entry with a lower risk. So let me just walk you through on a trade that happened during the US session yesterday. But before that, let me give you a bit of the context. So in my video yesterday, I do talk about potential range bound play, like to buy low, sell high, or to sell high and buy low. So that's the swing high resistance that's set at around 35.25, and that is pretty much the swing low resistance 34.90 and extended all the way to around 34.80. So there's a swing low, that's the previous day low as annotated in this orange line. So pretty much that my plan was to long somewhere around the supporting area or to short it near the resistance area at 35.25. So first things that come out when US market open definitely is the potential long entry. Let's take a look here. Let me zoom in a little bit more. Okay, so you can see that just prior to the US opening, we have this kind of the slight reaction here, followed by consolidation and relatively sharp sell-off just prior to the opening, about half an hour before the US market opens. And this is the opening bar in 3 minutes time frame. So we can see that the first reaction actually almost tested the low that I am watching, about 34.90. It's somewhere around 34.94, and subsequently at this opening bar and the next bar, the second bar, so forms a lower low. So this is the lower low here, hits 34.92 here. So still did not really fall within my zone, like 34.80 to 34.90, but this is close enough because this can be classified or can be considered as a test. So this can be considered as a test of this supporting area of 34.90. But should I just enter right after this bar, so this bullish bar? So definitely we see demand tail in the first bar. So the second bar also has a demand tail. Definitely these two bar present has some demand presence, and the third bar actually gives some kind of the confirmation of a reversal. So indeed we have seen this up move. So definitely these few bars is definitely bullish because that has been confirmed by the subsequent rally. But what I thought was actually this bar here, the prior bar, and also this opening bar. So these two bar definitely is the commitment bar to the downside. So you can see that this first bar prior to the US opening actually has very large spread, and together with the spike of the supply level here. And subsequently you can see that even though this rally has recovered majority of the losses, but still was not able to overcome the high of this bearish bar here. So definitely this is a supply zone to me. And let's take a look at this opening bar here. And this opening bar, if you look at the volume, is around 30k. I think this is definitely more than the usual 20k volume. But look at the demand tail. So I will speculate that a portion of that volume consisted of demand. So it's not just pure supply. So if it's just pure supply, definitely you will see a commitment below the prior swing low here. But instead, we did not close below the prior swing low at 34.94. We just have this kind of the demand tail, and subsequently we have another push down, but still we see another demand tail. So this 2 bar definitely has some demand inside, but this is also kind of a supply bar. So what I would like to see is actually some kind of the commitment above. So that means that I would like to see a break above this level and also the opening bar high here. And indeed, it does have this kind of the great rally and breakout. So because at this point, if I enter just right at the close of this bullish bar here, one of the scenario could be like showing rejection, like we see here. You see this 1, 2, and 3. So these 3 bars here presented some kind of the rejection tail, suggested that there's presence of the supply. So it could just have another attempt to go down a bit, or even go inside the supporting area between 3480 to 3490. Because this is the supply zone, and also we have another prior supply zone as well. So that's why I did not tag this entry, although it could be profitable. Like, well, on high side, definitely this is a great rally. If I tag the position here, enter long, then I can definitely exit it somewhere around here. So a profitable trade, but it's definitely still a no-go for me. So what I would like to see is this kind of the rally. So this is like a sign of strength rally. So if this is a sign of strength rally and it just stopped right at the swing high level, and it's a natural place to have a reaction. So what I would like to see is actually to see how the reaction perform. And if this is a true sign of strength rally, then the subsequent reaction should not go all the way back to test the swing low here. So indeed, you can see that it kind of tested this level. So we have this level previously as a resistance level, now become a supporting area. And it just fall within this, tested, showing these 2 demand tail. So definitely I think this is a good sign, because now it just confirmed that this rally actually tested the supporting area at 3480 to 90, and that has been confirmed by this rally. And this rally actually hold, because we see that the reaction did not actually just break below the supporting level formed at around 3500 level. So definitely this clear all the obstacles for me, and I just enter my long entry right at after the close of this bar here. So these 2 combo bar just acted as a reversal bar for me, and I just exited partial of my trade right at the previous day high level, and I exited all my trade after the localized breakdown at this close of this bearish bar here. So overall is not super profitable. I think overall for the first exit it will be around more than 1 or 1.1 reward to risk ratio, but for these exits definitely is about 0.5 or 0.6. So overall it's definitely a less than 1 reward to risk ratio. So this was the trade review that I had for yesterday. Alright, so let me just get back to the hourly time frame, and let's talk more on the current market situation. So if you recall in my video yesterday, I do talk about potential range play, range bound, but it did not really happen, it did not materialize. In fact, now I am actually speculating we're going to accelerate to the upside. So we're probably going to see something like this, acceleration to hit the overbought here of this up channel, and followed by a more meaningful change of character. So this prior down wave that we have seen could be the preliminary supply So this could be the preliminary supply that's before a meaningful change of character to kick in. So since we are entering into uncharted territory, definitely I think we'll be watching closely for a reaction to kick in. So if I zoom out a little bit here, maybe I will use the H4 time frame. Okay, so you can see that I do have another trend line above. So that is somewhere around close to 3600. So if I use a daily time frame, then I think you can see clearly how I draw this line. So pretty much I just connected these two swing high level auto. Okay, so this is the first point that I connect. So this is the point at 2018 where we have the sharp sell off or shakeout during the Christmas period. So you can see that this is definitely a shakeout, or you can call it a little bear market, and I connected all the way to 2020 COVID-19 sell off. So this is the second sell off. So now this trend line actually extended close to around 3600. So what I am actually speculating is an acceleration to the upside and possibly to hit the overbought channel of this blue channel, and possibly to touch this brown line where the sell-off begin. And then at that time, then we could probably see a meaningful change of character or correction, and before we can come to any conclusion. All right, so that's my view. Anyway, for the day trading session, for later part of the session, I'm actually thinking about a possible long scenario. So let me just get down to the hourly time frame. Okay, all right, so what I'm actually looking at is actually a test. So I'm looking for a test of this last hour bar. So this is the last hour bar, so about 3 a.m. my time. So the level is somewhere around 35.13 to maybe 35.25. So this is the zone that I'm looking to trade on reversal or rebound. So let's see what happens next. So for the long-term bias, definitely still up because there's nothing threatening so far. And for the immediate resistance level, like I mentioned just now, I'm looking at the overbought situation that will be around 3560 or even 3570, so all the way to around 3600 level. Okay, so this is the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it and get something useful out from my video. So if you like it, just click like and also hover to my name or picture to follow me. Do remember to subscribe to my channel so that you get instant notification of my future video ideas. So as usual, if you have any kind of the comments, suggestions or trade ideas you would like to share with me, feel free to comment it below. So I will reply to you. Thanks for watching. I will talk to you soon. Bye bye.